Hello, sixth graders. How are you? Long time not seen. Was a crazy couple of weeks with the memorial for the Holocaust survivors and the Holocaust dead, and for the memorial for the Jewish soldiers, the Israeli soldiers that fell, and then Independence Day. And it's been lots of times that we haven't had one by one like we do now. Today, I would like to continue our journey with the prophets. If you remember, you're going to have to need a prophet book. Today, we're going to talk about a prophet that not a lot of people know where he came from. I mean, they know the city, but what exactly he did when he was young. You know, when we talked about Samuel, we heard about his origins and what made him Samuel. When we talk about Ishmael, we said that his mom heard the voice of God. And when we talked about Elijah, we knew more or less where he came from. This prophet, we only know that he came from a small city, and we only know that he is not regular to a lot of people. He was a shepherd. He had fig trees that he took care of. He's coming from a small city, Tekoa, and he needs to lead the prophet of God. So one day, when he was walking with his sheep, there was a big tree, like a fig tree, and he wanted the sheep and him to go and sit beneath the shadow of the tree because it was noon, it was hot. But the sheep, they didn't get close. They refused to. So he tried to push them forward, but then he heard a voice from the tree. By the way, who else heard a voice from a tree? Yeah, Moses. His tree was a bush and it was flaming fire, but this one wasn't. But God made his voice and said, Amos, go save my people. Or more than save, go prophet them. And Amos was supposed to leave his small town and his small city and go to a big city which he knew nothing about. He didn't know the people, he wasn't part of these people. Actually, he even left Judea and went to Israel. If you remember, Israel was separated into two. The north part was Israel, the south part was Judea. He was born in Judea, and not just that, he went to Israel to the north to prophet in Bethel, which was a very big center of Jewish religion, but it wasn't in Judah, it was in Israel. So he knew nothing about the people, he knew nothing about this state. He's a small, simple guy. But the voice of God did not let him go. And he describes it, or the Bible describes it, as a roar of a lion. And he felt that if you hear the roar of a lion, you need to go. So what I want you to do is I want you to read page 46, and then read page 47, and then read page 48. And on a separate paper, there's a question on the end of page 48. And the question says, have you ever heard the voice of goodness or justice? You may sometimes call it your conscience, deep inside of you. So did it ever happen to you that you did something and you didn't really want to do it, but you did it, but inside it felt bad? Or maybe you wanted to do something, but something in the back of your mind really stopped you and said to you, hey, don't do it. It's going to be worse. Maybe you did something and it's not good. So I want you to write about this occasion. What made you stop? Or what made you think about it later? What made you say to yourself, oh my God, I made a mistake? What voices or thoughts were in your mind that tells you don't do it? So I want you to write on a piece of paper, and then we will attach it to write chapter 5, Amos. Question number 1. It happened this and this, and that's what I felt, and that's what I heard. So this is the first part that I want you to do from Amos. The second part, in the purple box beneath page 48 at the bottom, it says, unlike Moses, who was raised in a palace, and Samuel, who was raised in Jerusalem temple, Amos probably had little or no experience dealing with socially and politically powerful people. Do you think that made him less or more qualified to be a prophet than Moses and Samuel? What do you think? The fact that he's not into the politics, do you think it was better than him coming from the outside and saying, hey guys, you make a mistake? Do you think it was worse that nobody knew him and suddenly he came out of nowhere and he's not even from our country? What do you think? And then there is Amos's name means burdened. Do you think he felt his mission was a burden or an opportunity? Listen, there are two sides. One, oh my God, I'm going to say to everybody, I'm going to shout, I'm going to this, I'm going to a different country. On the other hand, hey, I've got the power of God. I'm leaving the small city and I'm going to the big city. It's like, someone from Youngstown will go to New York and suddenly, and he's not just coming to New York, he's coming to New York with a mission because God is behind him and he's coming to say the words of God. So, is it better? Why? Do you think he felt burdened or it's an opportunity he can't miss? So I want you to answer all this in the first page that is for Amos chapter 5. You can write question page 48 and then write me. So there are 3 questions today. 1, tell us a story. Tell me about something that happened to you. We might listen to it on our Zoom. We're probably going to do a Zoom on Thursday. About you that had something in your consciousness that says, no, don't do it. Or you did it and you thought about it later and said, ow, shouldn't have done it. And then talk about Amos. Was he better qualified or not? And give me reasons why do you think he was better qualified. And question number 3 is, was it a burden, do you think? Do you think it was something that he said, I'm willing to do it? I'm taking it on me? Write me your thoughts, write me your explanations, write everything on this. I will see you on Thursday. We're probably going to be Zooming. I'm going to send you the Zoom details. Bye, see you.